I'm Richard Vobes, TV's bald explorer, and I'm discovering Britain. Its places, legends, and its traditions. This time, I'm in the county town of Lewes in East Sussex. I'm on the trail of Thomas Paine, who lived here for a short while before heading to America. So, what's the story? Lewes is the county town of East Sussex. It's a Georgian town, but I have a feeling the history goes much deeper than that.
These sort of Georgian market towns have somehow retained their atmosphere, even despite being developed in more modern times. And so you can really breathe the atmosphere that contemporaries did.
In 1768, one resident at the time was Thomas Paine. He was a radical, a revolutionary and author, famous for his pamphlet Common Sense, and later The Rights of Man. But what was he doing in Lewes?
He started a tobacconist business here, which he could do. He was on the parish of the St Michael's, on the council that dealt with the poor law, and he would observe the assizes in the High Street. They were outside the White Hart. So he was living in a republic. Lewes was running like a republic. Tom Paine was on the court link. We've realised that Tom learnt, it looks like he learnt his writing and political thinking skills in Lewes.
And this is the house he lived in, which he ran as a tobacconist shop. But what brings eminent historians to visit?
Well, for me particularly, I'm doing a biography of Tom Paine, and I've realised after reading lots of other biographies, excellent though many of them are, that they don't go into a deal of depth, particularly on the English side, but tend to repeat the story of Paine's life up to when he's 37 and goes across the American colonies. And here in Lewes, Paul's doing some very exciting original research into the archives and the written records of the time, and coming up with some very surprising and fascinating details about Paine's early life.
It's amazing that this has been kind of missed in a way, but the trouble with Thomas Paine, if you like, is the things he did later were so great. Common Sense, The Crisis Paper, Rights of Man, Age of Reason. Tom wrote a lot of stuff, and it's material that has almost been instrumental in creating the modern world state. Right. But this strand of information from Lewes is critical. We assert that this is the only place Americans can come where Lewes is like a diorama. They can see where one of their founding fathers slept, lived, married, played bowls, debated in the pub, walked the streets. It's just the same.
So if you're keen to discover more about the early days of Thomas Paine, then Lewes is obviously the place to head for. Why not join me again the next time I go exploring?